Welcome, new potters. You will now partake in clay's journey, a group ritual that will guide you in the making of clay vessels. We start with a chaîne opératoire of the pottery process. First, we harvest native clay from the earth and turn it into pottery clay. Afterwards, we prepare the clay to get rid of air bubbles. Once prepped, the clay can be molded into vessels. The vessel is left to dry for a day or two and then fired to be turned into bisqueware. Once it comes out of the kiln, it is ready to decorate with glazes. Finally, it is fired once more, and a few days after the glazing kiln heats and cools, the vessel is finished and ready to be used and displayed. Now, just as the tea ceremony creates a ritual and space that immerses its practitioners into mindful presence via the emulation of different elements that surround cha, we also emulate the pottery process onto the human body. The water used to process the native clay takes many forms to cleanse the body. The kneading of the clay prepares the body with a relaxing massage. A mud bath teaches us about the malleability of wet clay and shows us how clay dries over time. The rough, unfinished texture of bisqueware is interpreted with a body scrub. The careful stacking of glazed wares into the kiln is taught through a hot yoga class. Meanwhile, the chemical reactions of reduction and oxidation that change the clay and glazes is introduced via hot and wet saunas. Finally, the satisfaction of the finished vessel is rewarded with a relaxing soak in a jacuzzi. Architecturally, these processes are transformed from linear assembly lines to concentric rounded squares, one surrounding the other, creating a central organization system. At the center, a meditation space is wrapped by the ritual's programs, providing a quick reprieve whenever frustration ensues. An oblique square creates a series of curated thresholds and corridors that simultaneously deviate from and tie the two processes to each other, giving the ritual its unique sequence. The journey is a team effort to make dinnerwares. At each step, you will exchange vessels. One molds the wet clay, the other scrapes the bottom of the leather-hard vessel. One fires the greenware, one glazes the bisqueware. The steps and exchange continues until the vessels are finished. At which point, you and your host return and share a dinner with your collectively created vessels while sharing stories of the struggles and successes in your experience through the process, all the while collectively gaining in the health benefits of the emulation of the pottery process. As you traverse the space, adobe walls and rammed earth floors engulf you in the perimeter shell, putting on full display the earth that you will work with. Wooden screens, panels, and roof framing complement the earthen partitions, alluding to the wooden tools that will be used to manipulate the clay. In the central wellness spaces, ceramic tiles showcasing glazed clay line the walls, encompassing you in a finished form of earth. A copper, standing seam roof caps the building. Just like the glazing used on the clay vessels, the roof will change color due to oxidation throughout the building's lifetime. By coexisting with the many states that earthen materials can take, not only will you be sharing an experience of ceramic vessel making, you will also be inhabiting a vessel, immersing yourself fully in clay's journey.